Which one? Are we on? Okay. Hi, everybody. Morning. Hope everybody's well. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's in the other room. It's on the table behind the couch. Okay. Just a second, guys.
Hello.
We're just gathering ourselves because we're hot messes today. No, I'm just kidding. But anyhow, how are you? Hi, Melissa. Hi. Hi, Sarah. Hi. Don't you? Got it? Okay. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
What?
Still going?
It's still going. Yeah, sorry. I swear I printed it out and I brought it home Friday and I put it in here, but it's missing. So, yeah, bring me those.
How many pages is it?
8. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So, hi guys. Happy 3-day weekend. I hopefully you guys get Monday off from work. I hope. And get to relax today. Okay. Here we go.
What the heck?
What?
Oh, the thumbnails.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Is volume okay? I just checking because we didn't do sound check and we are lagging. Let's see. Oh, nice. 72 hours.
Change the,
Can you change what?
my thumbnail? I don't know. I don't think I can.
Just leave it. What's wrong with that?
It's the wrong thumbnail. That's fine.
Oh, oh well.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay. I'll just grab it when it's done. Don't worry about it. Let's just get over here and start.
Okay.
Okay, so here comes Abammon. I'm sorry, guys. We're just doing our.
Welcome.
Oh, that hurts my head a bit.
Light in here?
Yeah, get some light in here. So it's like brighter. Okay, alrighty.
Welcome,
That's right.
welcome to the Sunday service. Happy to be with you all today. I hope you guys had a great week. Melissa, I am familiar with the Planets by Holst. That sounds so much fun. I wish I could go see it. I've never seen it live. I'm sure that was amazing. When I listen to the Planets by Holst, it reminds me of like original Disney soundtracks. It's like I can hear like, oh, this is where Walt Disney got his music from or whatever.
Yeah. I'm not familiar. I don't think. I probably am, but I just.
It's
don't know.
awesome. I know that Mars 100% sounds like Mars. It's like lots of brass and cymbals. And
Oh, it's that. Oh, yeah. I am
yeah.
familiar. Okay, I just didn't know the composer. Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
22:31 here.
done.
Ooh,
Okay.
it's late.
Ooh.
Well, happy Sunday. 72-hour water fasting.
What?
That's
That's like every day for me.
That's awesome.
I never drink water.
no. They're fasting, but all they're drinking is water. Yeah, for 72 hours.
Never mind,
That's
opposite.
crazy. Hardcore.
That I can't do. I cannot.
Hello, Teak. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Abriel.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I hope you guys had an amazing week. I know we did. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, but we're continuing with our goddess theme, our 3-part goddess theme. We're jumping into Demeter today. Dr. Stone's taking the lead. She was very pulled to, doing this series, and I think it's absolutely appropriate for this time of year as we're walking through the winter. we're going to be doing an invocation from the PGM today. It's a prayer to Selene, but it kind of ties into the Demeter stuff a little bit. And then we're going to be talking about a little advice when it comes to offerings and sacrifice from the Book of Raziel. So jumping into, going with our Greek paganry and then jumping back into Abrahamic angel magic. So
Right.
where do we get our wizard robes? Well, I discovered thobes, which are traditionally, I think they're traditionally Saudi, but they're Muslim streetwear, and that's what I use for my wizard robes. They're the most comfortable things on the planet. So when I discovered thobes, I was completely envious. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I just want to wear these all the time.
And we got married. He wore one when we got
Yes.
married, and it was awesome. I get all my stuff at the thrift store always.
Yeah.
I just always go thrift all my stuff. Like this Princess Leia dress that I found for $4 the other day. I'm stoked on it. It looks just like Princess Leia's dress from the very first original Star Wars, A New Hope, or whatever it's called. Was that it? Yeah, it was New Hope, right? And I'm about it. I just wish I could put my hair in the buns. Okay.
I definitely do. I put a lot of importance in getting ceremonial robes, consecrating them, and using them and that kind of stuff. A large part of, because basically when you enter into the circle, it communicates to the spirits and to all the energies like I am a wizard, but at the same time it also has the psychological effect where it's like you start to feel like, oh, a wizard, right? And so then you start identifying with the magician.
Right.
So there's two reasons I suggest the ceremonial ritual robes. And if you look at the ancient grimoires, the medieval grimoires, there are a lot of instructions on like what kind of things you're supposed to be wearing in front of certain gods and in front of certain spirits, right? So anything that has to do with like Jupiter, like you're supposed to dress like a philosopher, and with Saturn you're supposed to dress like a Jew, and with the moon you're supposed to dress like a Muslim, and that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
And for ladies, for Venus, it's like a bridal, right? Like a wedding gown. Yeah. So I got one off Temu for like $15, and it's really nice actually. But yeah, it does help to put you. It's part of the ritual, right? It gets you into the mindset of.
Yeah.
It's just like working in a lab or something. Wearing scrubs, like it's your uniform. It's your work clothes basically, and you're gonna go do some work, right? With the spirits, planets, what have you. So
Yes.
It's appropriate to change your attire. And I did notice that when I started to do that many years ago, I felt like definitely everything I was doing became more effective somehow. And I don't know if that's just a mental thing or if it actually matters, but either way, it did.
It's kind of like, when you're dealing with spirits, if you're dressed like a magus or a wizard or a holy man or whatever it is, or you're dealing with any kind of energies, right? It's kind of like you walking into a job interview, are you going to wear a tie to your job interview, or are you going to wear a t-shirt to your job interview, that kind of stuff. It's like you're going to get treated differently depending on what you're wearing.
Right. Yeah, maybe that is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you.
Yeah. Melissa, I didn't know that about Holst. I didn't know he was into astrology. I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna have to revisit that. I haven't listened to it in a long time actually. But
yeah.
Yay! Welcome, Waking Spirit.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna go forward. I hope you guys had a great week. We had a great week too. I don't know if anybody was dealing with that election last night, but that was some pretty powerful stuff. At least for us, we were mixing the sun and Saturn together as we were conjuring spirits, and that was such an interesting conjuration. I've been incorporating color correspondences to my wardrobe. See, I need to get on that tip, Melissa. That's like I never coordinate colors. I need to start doing that. No, not with the things that I'm doing. I coordinate the metals, but I do not coordinate the colors. Yeah. Okay.
Excuse
you
me.
okay?
Yeah, sorry. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. Are these clean? Okay. Are my eyes like magnified? Oh gosh. No, those are too much. Those are the wrong ones. Damn it. Okay. All right. Okay. I need to get the other ones out of the room. So I can
Okay,
see
that's
you.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, I changed this. All right, so we're going to move forward. Normally, starting off with our purification, moving into our meditation. Then we do our invocation of the sun. Dr. Stone is going to do her thing about Demeter, and then after we finish with Demeter, I'm going to do a PGM invocation of the triple face goddess. So it's going to be Selene, Artemis, Persephone, and Hecate's tied into it. It's a really great spell if you are a Hecate person. A PGM prayer or spell or whatever is a favorite amongst Hecate acolytes. It is from the Greek magical papyri, which is probably the oldest collection of spells one of the oldest collection of spells that we have on record. It comes from the 3rd century Egypt during Hellenization. And so if you want to use like a really ancient working spell, we're going to be doing that today. And it's just a prayer, and the spell's supposed to work with anything. After that, I'm going to give a little bit of reading from a book of angel magic that's from around the same time period. And then we're going to talk a little bit about offerings before going into the astrological forecast. The new moon has made me feel heavy and drained. Yes, last night was very heavy for me personally. I'm feeling the new moon today, though. I'm glad it's the new moon. Sorry, I've been sick. This happens every single winter. I have a small child, and when it hits December, I'm basically sick for a month, 2 months straight. Okay. All right. Okay. Are you ready to purify?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, you're good.
I'm having a difficult time today finding the things I need to find for some reason.
Okay. Put this right here so I can get the... All right. Cleanse with fire. Burn with water. Make sure to burn all your subtle energy centers.
That's gonna be fun. Oh.
I purify, I consecrate and sublimate my mind, body, spirit, under the authority of the Most On High, Creator of the universe, Master of all. Yahweh, Yahweh. I purify, sublimate, I consecrate your mind, body, soul, and spirit, under the authority of the Creator of the universe, Master of all. Eshir, 'Cause El Asher El. Now we can begin our alternate nostril breathing. If you are a male, you're going to take your left ring finger, plug your right nostril, and inhale. And as you're inhaling, you're going to imagine the smoke cleansing out your prana channels. And then you will switch, right ring finger plugging left nostril, blow out. And as you're doing that, you're going to visualize and imagine black dross coming out. If you are a woman, you're going to reverse this. All right. Now we're going to begin our identification with the sun. You can sit back in your seat. Start relaxing with your feet planted firmly on the floor. Begin breathing deep in through your nose. Breathe in deep. And as you breathe in, you breathe out, you may notice your breath. It's slowing, and your chest begins to well. Bigger and bigger. Breathe in deeply, relaxing. And you may notice that there is a tingling sensation on the top of your head. It might tingle, it might feel warm, it might feel numb. But there is definitely a sensation. Breathing in and out. And that sensation, it begins to move downwards. Downwards towards your ears, past your eye line, and as that moves past your eye line, your eyelids begin to get heavy, so heavy. They may begin fluttering, moving. This is a natural part of the process. As you breathe deeply, breathing in and out. That sensation, it moves down to your shoulders. Your eyelids are so heavy, you may want to close them. And you can close them. That's okay, that's your decision. You may try to open them, but you might find that they're too heavy to open. And that's okay, you can accept that. As you breathe deeply
That sensation that's moving down through your torso and through your arms, slowly relaxing you. Moving down to your waist, and your hips, and through your legs. Your body is so relaxed. Your mind is so relaxed. Your thoughts, they slow. We're going to begin counting down from 5 to 1. When I reach 1 and you hear the snap, will you hear me say the words deep sleep? And you will slip into a state of hypnosis, of trance, of deep relaxation. 5. That relaxed sensation is moving through your legs towards the floor. 4. Relaxed, calm, safe, and secure. 3. Breathing deeply. 2. Approaching the threshold. And 1. Deep sleep. Deep, deep sleep. Deep, deep sleep. And with your permission, for the purposes of hypnosis, the guided meditation, when you hear me snap my fingers, say the words deep sleep, you will quickly and calmly enter to a deep state of trance, or even deeper than you were before. Deep sleep. And here in this deep state, this state that you're so familiar with, you're safe, you are in control, you're comfortable, you're calm and secure. I am but a guide. As we let in the energies of the sun, we become as the sun. We become as gold. That great luminary, the greatest luminary in the sky. Deep, deep sleep. And you can visualize or imagine above your head the sigil of the sun. It is a circle with a dot in the center. In the sigil of the sun, it is radiating warmth, it is radiating gold. You can feel it warming the top of your head, illuminating your thoughts and your feelings. Your feelings might feel lighter, clearer, your thoughts more organized, lighter, and your body warmer. And on the top of your head, you can let that sigil of the sun descend into that cavity in between your ears that's glowing, golden, warm radiance. And this sigil descends in through the top of your head. And it illuminates that cavity. All shadows, all darkness are cast out. All struggles, all pain, all stress, combusted, dissolved, burned in the fiery radiance of the sun. You let that golden light fills that cavity. You can see it clearly. Mind is illuminated, it is enlightened. And here, the sigil of the sun begins emanating this liquid gold, pouring it into this cavity. And you can move that liquid gold down through your body. As this liquid gold, it travels through your veins, through your nerves, through your arteries, through your prana channels, energy centers. It combusts all sludge, all darkness. It illuminates your body. You may notice that any body aches and any pains, they burn up and release. Any tension you might be carrying in your organs or your muscles warms up and dissipates as this liquid gold courses through your body. And as it reaches the capillaries of your veins, it excretes out into your tissues as you become gold. You feel your body might be heavier, but it is radiating an ethereal golden light. Notice how this feels. Notice your thoughts in this moment. Notice how natural this is. How primal this feels. This has been conjured up from within you as you are fully identified with the sun. We're going to let this imprint on our subconscious mind. We're going to carry this feeling with us for the rest of the service, the rest of the day, the rest of our week. Fully identified with the sun. We could begin ascending to the surface. 1. Ascending up. 2. Feeling relaxed, rejuvenated, refreshed. 3. Golden, radiating, enlightened. 4. Approaching the surface. 5. Eyes open, wide awake. Welcome back. Eyes open, wide awake. Welcome back. Eyes open, wide awake. Welcome back.
Okay.
Wow.
Great.
That's all.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
Wow.
Welcome, Michael, from Colorado Springs.
What cult is this? We're not a cult. We don't. Are we a
If
cult?
we created a religion, we are not. No, this is the perennial religion. It is the religion that is within all religions.
Yeah.
We are magicians, wizards, witches.
Yeah. Sure. We're
Okay.
all neighbors.
Yes.
Right.
All right. We'll begin moving forward. We'll start with our invocation of the sun. And then from there, Dr. Stone will move in. So with this, we're going to light our solar incense.
Okay.
Oh, where's my wand?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
No, we're losing stuff all day today.
Can you hold this real
Yes,
quick?
I can. It's been. Found it.
O soul, you who are the source of riches, the increase of strength, the honor of life, the source of splendor, and the beginning of all goodness, I entrust my entire will upon you, and with it place myself wholly in your hands. I entreat you, on account of any depression, loss, lessening of power, or the diminishing of status, I conjure you by the most on high, creator of the cosmos, the ground of being, the monad, Tohen, who is the mover of your motions and the giver of your power, through whom you accomplish your actions by the obedience with which you obey that master of the universe, by the reason you have for helping and saving those who throw themselves at you in your will, and by the dominion and capability that God has granted you over the planets, turn yourself unto me and liberate our will. Carry it away from worry and sad contemplations. Lead us into our power station and fortifications. Grant those that seek to cast darkness at us come to our obedience and dominion. May you deign to grant the power and strength of your splendor and excellence, by which we may find fortune and influence in working upon this material earth. I conjure you by your hidden and concealed noble qualities, by the influence you have in the order of motion, but the influence, power, strength in the works you govern upon the generation of things in this world, by your piety which reaches the meek, by your fortune which reaches the great, by your fidelity and legality which you have towards Master of all, Creator of the universe, who has granted competence to you and beseeching to you, by the ways and paths of the heavens which have no parallel upon the earth, I conjure you by all your names. Yazemiz. So Maher Leus Araz. You who are the light of the world, I conjure thee, heed our prayer, understand our requests, those in our hearts and those in our minds. Pay attention to our words and descend into us with great effect. All those with a pure and untarnished will towards you shall have complete identification. O great luminary, answer me. O soul, great luminary, you have radiance, you have combustion, you have enlightenment, you have the self. We ask that you guide our service today, that you continue to guide our week. We thank you for your guidance in these previous weeks. We thank you for bringing us together under your radiance, under your light. Please continue to cast light to shadow, to cast light on all darkness that is cast our way, to combust anything that comes into our sphere of influence that seeks to harm us. O you, great soul, lead us towards your brilliance. Help us to become living examples of you here in the material plane. Help us to become you, identified with you. Become soul, become gold. Motor B.
So it is.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Okay. Move this out of the way. So, last week we discussed the crossroads with Hecate and how you might be able to utilize that energy to propel yourself forward, to start on a new path, one that will lead you somewhere better than where you have been. And this week we are going to be talking about Demeter and the right to grieve, the right to remove yourself and your offerings from the world while you heal. So we all, Demeter, we all know her story, but if you don't, we know that Persephone, her daughter, was taken, and how Demeter, the earth mother, searched 9 days and nights without food, without rest, without cessation. When she learned the truth that her daughter was gone. Yeah, okay. She learned the truth that her daughter was gone, that spring itself had descended into darkness. She did something the world had never seen. She refused. Not with violence, nor with vengeance. She simply withdrew her gifts. The grain stopped growing. The earth became fallow. The green world turned to weeds and dust. Demeter taught the cosmos its first and most important lesson. When the heart is broken, productivity is a lie. Last week, perhaps you did stand with Hecate at the crossroads. You held the torch, and you reflected on choice, on direction, on the paths that open and the paths that close. But Demeter meets us in a different place entirely. She does not come only after decisions. She comes after devastation. After what no choice could have prevented. After what arrived without warning, without fairness, without reason. Some losses are not the fault of the path taken. They are not consequences. They are not spiritual lessons in disguise. They are simply tragedies. Demeter is a goddess of what is taken without consent, of the child who does not return home, of the phone call that ends a life before it is ready, of the future that disappears overnight. She does not ask what you did to deserve this. She does not search for meaning in the theft. She simply stands beside you in the ruins and says, "This mattered. This was real. This should never be minimized." Not every grave follows a crossroads. Some appear in the middle of the road with no warning at all. And Demeter does not blame the traveler. Our world despises stillness. It demands that we bounce back and move on. Get over it. Stay productive. Maintain the harvest. We are given 3 days off for grief, maybe a week at best, and then we are expected to return to the fields and make things grow again. But Demeter teaches us something older and wiser. Some seasons are meant to be barren. This is not depression, though depression may visit during fallow times. This is not giving up, though it looks like surrender. This is the sacred refusal to pretend that loss can be bypassed, that transformation comes without cost, that we can keep producing while something in us is dying. Withdrawal is not weakness, it is preservation. When Demeter withdrew her gifts, she was not being petulant or vengeful. She was being honest. She was saying to the world, "You cannot have my abundance while you ask me to smile through this theft. You cannot have my harvest while my heart is in the underworld." And so the world learned to wait. The world learned that some things matter more than convenience. Some griefs deserve the disruption they cause. There's a special kind of violence in the demand that the grieving continue to give, that the exhausted remain cheerful, that the wounded keep serving, that the one who has lost everything maintain the appearance of normalcy for the comfort of others. Demeter says no. She teaches us that withholding can be sacred, that saying, "I have nothing to give right now," is not selfish, it's truth. That sometimes the most moral thing we can do is refuse to participate in the lie that everything is fine. This is hard for those of us who have been taught that our worth is measured by our usefulness, that love means endless availability, that boundaries are cruelty and withdrawal is abandonment. But consider this. Is it not more cruel to give from an empty vessel? To pretend abundance while running on fumes? To keep the performance going while something true and deep and necessary withers from neglect? The earth knows better. Every agricultural tradition knows you must let the field rest. You must let it lie fallow. You must give it time to remember what it is when nothing is being demanded of it. You are not a machine. You are the soil. And soil never rests. A soil that never rests becomes dust. Here is what Demeter wants you to understand. Loss does not mean you chose wrong. Loss does not mean you failed to see what was coming. Loss does not mean there was some higher logic that required your suffering. Loss is not instruction. It is rupture. Not everything that breaks was meant to teach. Some things break because the world is fragile, because bodies are mortal, because love makes us vulnerable to devastation. Demeter does not turn tragedy into a parable. She does not tell the grieving to find the lesson. She says instead, this hurts because it mattered, and that is enough. Here is the promise, though, that Demeter offers without comfort, without premature hope. The fallow field is not abandoned. It is resting. It is composting last season's death into future fertility. It is doing the invisible work that makes real growth possible. But, and this is crucial, the renewal only comes after the fallow time is honored, not before, not during, not when you're tired of waiting or when others are tired of your waiting. If you plant too soon, you get false harvest. Weak roots, plants that look alive but have no depth, no resilience, no real vitality. You get the appearance of growth without the substance. Demeter will not be tricked. She will not let you skip the winter. She will hold the world in waiting until the grief is witnessed, until the loss is honored, until you stop pretending you're fine and admit you're in the underworld still, searching for what you cannot yet be found. So today, I invite you to consider, what are you being asked to produce that you have no capacity to give? What harvest is being demanded from soil that needs rest? What performance of wellness is keeping you from honest sickness? Demeter gives you permission. Actually, she gives you a commandment. Refuse. Refuse the pressure to be over it. Refuse the timeline. Refuse the expectation that loss should be convenient or contained or completed on a schedule. Refuse to pretend the absence doesn't echo in every room of your life. This is not indulgence or wallowing. It's a sacred work of honoring loss, of saying, this mattered, it costs something, and I won't pretend otherwise for other people's comfort. Let the field lie fallow. Let the harvest wait. Let the world adjust to your absence for a season. Let others learn what Demeter taught the gods, that some things are more important than abundance, that some griefs deserve the disruption that they cause, and that real growth only comes after honored rest. Demeter's story does not end in eternal winter. Persephone returns. Spring comes. The seeds that were planted in grief bloom into something new and strange and undeniably alive. But this only happens because Demeter refused to rush it, because she said no to false consolation, because she insisted that her loss be witnessed by the whole world, and that her grief be taken seriously, that her withdrawal be respected as a sacred act that it was. When you honor your fallow time, when you refuse premature productivity, when you let yourself be in the underworld for as long as it takes, something shifts. Not because you've earned it, or because you've grieved correctly, or because you've finally gotten over it, but because grief, when fully felt, transforms into something else. Not happiness, not at first. Maybe not ever, the same way as before, but something living, something real, something that knows death and chose to continue anyway. So let this be your permission, your blessing, your command. Stop, rest, refuse the demand to make meaning too quickly from what has not yet been survived. If what you are grieving came without warning, if it was sudden, senseless, or cruel, know this. Demeter does not ask you to explain it. She doesn't ask you to justify it, and she does not ask you to spiritualize what is simply devastating. Your grief is not a failure of faith. Your sorrow is not a misalignment. Your heartbreak is not the result of a wrong turn. Some winters are not chosen. They arrive. And still, Demeter will stand with you. She says your grief is worthy of witness. Your withdrawal is worthy of reverence, and your need for stillness is not weakness, it is truth. So if today you are barren, be barren without apology. If today you are empty, be empty without performance. If today you are in winter, do not counterfeit spring. Let the field lie fallow. Let the harvest wait. Let the world adjust to your sorrow instead of asking you to shrink it. Demeter does not hurry the broken. She does not demand that grief be productive. She simply keeps watch over what has been lost. And when the renewal comes, not because you've earned it, not because you fought the right meaning or found the right meaning, not because you did grief correctly, but because life, in its quiet persistence, eventually stirs again. It will come honestly, it will come gently, it will come carrying the memory of what was loved, not because the pain was erased, but because it was honored. So go if you must into your winter. Lay down what you cannot carry. Let yourself be exactly where you are. Demeter walks with you here. She makes no accusations. She offers no false comfort. Only this, you are not to blame for what was taken. Your sorrow is sacred, and when you are ready, when something inside you stirs again, she will teach you how life returns without betraying what you have lost. So it is, so it has always been.
Let it be.
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, can you delete? Go ahead and... Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna move into our prayer
Get that person
to
out of there.
what?
Get that person out.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna move into our prayer to Celine. All right. Come to me, O beloved mistress, three-faced Celine. Kindly hear my sacred chants. Night's ornament young, bringing light to mortals. O child of morn who ride upon fierce bulls. O queen who drive your car on equal course. With Helios, who with the triple forms of triple graces dance and revel with the stars, your justice and the Moira's threads, Clotho and Lachesis and Atropos. Three-headed you are Persephone, Megara, Alecto, many-formed, who arm your hands with dreaded murky lamps, who shake your locks, of fearful serpents on your brow, who sound the roar of bulls out from your mouths, whose womb is decked out with the scales of creeping things, with poisonous rows of serpents down the back, bound down your backs with horrifying chains, night-crier, bull-faced, loving solitude, bull-headed you have the eyes of bulls, the voice of dogs, you hide your forms in shanks of lions, your ankle is wolf-shaped, fierce dogs are clear to you, wherefore they call you Hecate, many-named, Mene, cleaving air, just like dart shooter, Artemis, Persephone, shooter of deer, night, shining, triple-sounding, triple-headed, triple-voiced Selene, triple-pointed, triple-faced, triple-necked, and goddess of the triple ways, who hold untiring flaming fire in triple baskets, and you who oft frequent the triple way and rule the triple decades unto me, who I'm calling you be gracious and with kindness give heed, you who protect the spacious world at night, before whom demons quake in fear and gods immortal tremble, goddess who exalt men, you of many names who bear fair offspring, bull-eyed, horned, mother of gods and men and nature, mother of all things, for you frequent Olympos, and the broad and boundless chasm you traverse, beginning and end are you, and you alone rule all, for all things are from you, and in you do all things, eternal one, come to their end, as everlasting, band around your temples, you wear great Kronos' chains, unbreakable and unremovable, and hold in your hands a golden scepter. Letters round your scepter Kronos wrote himself and gave to you to wear, that all things stay steadfast, subduer and subdued, mankind subduer and force subduer, chaos too you rule. Hail, goddess, and attend your epithets. I burn for you this spice, O child of Zeus, dart shooter, heavenly one, goddess of harbors, who roam the mountains, goddess of crossroads, O nether and nocturnal and infernal, goddess of dark, quiet, and frightful one, O you have your meal amid the graves, night, darkness, broad chaos, necessity, hard to escape are you, you are Moira and Erenes, torment, justice, and destroyer, and you keep Kerberos in chains with scales of serpents,
Are you dark, O you with hair of serpents, serpent-girded, who drink blood, who bring death and destruction, and who feast on hearts, flesh-eater, who devour those dead untimely, and you who make grief resound and spread madness, come to my sacrifices, and now for me do you fulfill this matter? O great goddess, we ask that you aid those who are currently crossing through the underworld, bearing a torch and guiding them as you have guided Demeter to Persephone. Walk them towards the spring. Help them to experience their grief. Grant them the catharsis of the buried. Please, O great goddess, help those who are gathered here, who have entered into the underworld. Guide them, walk with them, and be with them. Mote it be.
So it is. Right. We know a few of you have experienced very tragic loss as of late. And we wanted to address that without naming names. And just to also let you know that we are thinking of you and supportive of you, in this time, and very sorry for those losses that you've experienced. And that's what we were given for this week. So hopefully that will, resonate. I know a few of you have already commented. Thank you. And of course. And so now Abammon's going to read from the Sefer
So we're
Raziel.
going to talk about sacrifice. We're going to talk about petitions really quick. We're going to do a reading from the Sefer Raziel Hamalech, which is a book of Jewish Kabbalistic magic. So we're going to get into some God stuff, some good old Abrahamism. It is written in the Midrash of three kinds of offerings. They are the burnt offering, Ahavolah, the peace offering, Shalomim, or thanks offering, and the sin offering, Chatath. There are three classes of righteousness. They are love, petition, and reverence. The burnt offering corresponds to love. The peace offerings correspond to petition. And the sin offering corresponds to reverence. The burnt offering is a sacrifice to the glory of God alone. The peace offering and sin offering are for the sake of the living body. Proclaim love from the petition and petition from the reverence. From love you serve God in righteousness. Give glory and honor to the kingdoms alone before all things. In goodness the Lord created the universe by the word, not by labor. In goodness the Lord created the universe by the word and not by labor. The God, Halove, and the Father and King is strong and wise, good and compassionate. You tolerate all things, filling all the highest and lowest, sustaining in the high places, and bring forth all creatures. You reveal the mysteries of the universe, the knowledge of good and evil. You tolerate wickedness for the sake of the restoration. Behold, all goodness to the righteous who love God. Give praise and laud over the greatest works. The burnt offering is sacrifice. By petition serve in the holy place, blessed is it. Fall in supplication and petition. Petition for every measure of goodness for the sake of the benefit of the body. This is the foundation of wisdom, the yesod of chokhmah, understanding of knowledge, binah of dat. From this bring light in the days, heal the woman unable to conceive, and make sons upright in the heart. You succeed in works of wealth and glory and treasures, all to the good. Petition the Lord above, thus sacrifice the peace offering. You succeed in works of wealth and glory and treasures, all to the good. Petition the Lord above, thus sacrifice the peace offering. Give reverence and serve God in great fear. Be delivered from curses written in the Torah. The punishment comes forth from the holy place, blessed is it. Its measure is longer than the earth and wider than the sea. Receive salvation from affliction, injury, and suffering. Receive salvation from affliction, injury, and suffering. Give reverence. Do not writhe in pain. Do not be ruled by foreign lands. Do not bring death or speak evil. Fill the days in goodness and blessings in the world. Deliver from misfortune and affliction and destruction from the walls of the fire of Gehenna. The wicked prepare to burn in flames on the day of the great judgment, Yom Hadid Hagadol. By reverence of the Lord, rise up by sacrifice of the sin offering. Make 3 sacrifices: the burnt offering, the peace offering, and the sin offering. So what the passage is specifically talking about and what is important is what we are giving up, right? So if we're going to reinterpret this through, like, we have to remember this is Abrahamic literature. So we hear things like burnt offering and sin offering. You know, sin is kind of a loaded term. It says, give reverence and serve God in great fear, right? So that's kind of like the fear of God. There's a famous saying in Abraham, in, you know, the Abrahamic religions, it's the beginning of wisdom, is fear of God. So we need to understand exactly what this fear is. It's not the fear, like when we hear it, Christ coded, we think of the hellfire and brimstone Baptist preacher, but really what the fear is, it's reverence. It's a reverence of God, a reverence of the holy. And what we're hearing in the the sermon that she was giving about Demeter, where she's saying you basically have to let the field be fallow, right? And let it be holy and let it be sacred and that kind of thing. This is what we're talking about. This is what this in reverence is, the reverence of God, right? And when we look at the sin offering, what the sin offering is, well, let's rephrase that. We have to, like, think of what sin is in the context of this religion and these people. And, you know, we might have this idea that sin is this loaded word and it makes us recoil, but really, let's reformat that to shortcoming, right? It's a lot easier to digest that way. So what is the sin offering? The sin offering is the shortcoming offering, right? It's a lot easier for us to understand, like, okay, yeah, I've got some shortcomings. I've got some things that I can work on. So in this passage, it's talking about 3 types of offerings, 3 types of sacrifices that you're going to be making in ritual magic, right? And this is one of the only places on the magical record, the Grimoire record, that's I've been able to find that explains what kind of offerings you make for what, right? So the burnt offering is the traditional offering that we think of. The animal sacrifice, right? Sometimes human sacrifice, you know, depending on what time period you're in, what culture, right? And so the burnt offering, you do this out of love, right? You sacrifice the cow, you sacrifice the chicken, you sacrifice the goat. When you're doing magic, or you do this out of love, okay? So that's what that offering is for. Is when you are communicating that you love the deity. The deity does not need your sacrifice. You are sacrificing the burnt offering specifically because it is a symbol of, like, I need this cow, but I love you so much, I'm going to give it to you. But we see for petition, right? Petition. And we know about petitions. We do petitions in magic. We write down what we want. Okay? This is the peace offering. And what is the peace offering? You think about the peace offering, you know, think about the Native Americans with their peace pipe. They're sitting around, they're smoking the tobacco, right? This is the peace offering. The libations that we famously give spirits and deities, the alcohol, the tobacco, maybe we bring them food or fruit or cakes or whatever it is, right? That is the peace offering. When we petition, we give the peace offering. Sit down at my table, eat with me, smoke with me, drink with me, that kind of thing. This is when we use the peace offering, the libations. But then we move to the sin offering, right? Which is the shortcoming offering. And this is something that you guys may have heard me talk about before on the podcast or on the live streams, that there's a little known secret that you can give up the things that you don't like about yourself, right? Let's say you're arrogant, right? You can sacrifice your arrogance to the God. The God will take it and will fulfill your request. You can sacrifice your lust. You can sacrifice your fear. You can give these things. These are completely appropriate. You can approach Saturn and you can sacrifice your fear to Saturn, right? And this is what the sin offering is. This is the shortcoming offering. And this is something you don't hear other magicians talk about. You don't hear other occultists talk about. I don't know if they figured it out or not, but I found here on the historical record, in a historical grimoire, they're talking about this, right? And that sin offering, it corresponds to reverence. Okay? And so this is what Dr. Stone is necessarily talking about in her sermon with Demeter, saying sit in the grief, experience the grief, let it happen. This is a deep reverence for the process, right? You're sacrificing, you're giving up, you're surrendering all your control, right? And you don't do it in the hopes of getting something, but you do it because you have reverence, you have respect for the process. The field must lay fallow. This is an important part of the cycle. To sit in it and to have reverence for it. You are making a sin offering in that. You're making a shortcoming offering in that. And this is one of the secrets of magic that a lot of people don't know about. You will not see your occult authors writing about it in their books. You will not see it in the demon summoning grimoires. They will not talk about this. But the adept, the initiate, the wise man knows how potent the sin offering is. To give up that part of yourself, and it's easy to give up those parts of ourselves that we don't like. But what about those shortcomings that we do like? You know?
Or what if we don't recognize the difference? One of the things I got this week was about what have you already been sacrificing?
Yeah.
And I wasn't quite sure what that message meant. But then I got it, and it was when we are so used to certain cycles in our lives, or certain events continually playing out, what are we sacrificing? Well, so say you have, you grew up in a unstable home, and you were, housing insecure or food insecure or whatever it was, you didn't have enough. And so as an adult now, you are still, pinching pennies and trying to, hold on to everything that you have. And that fear alone, that fear of lack is causing you to sacrifice true abundance in life. It's like a subconscious program that's kept you in this cycle. So if you can recognize those patterns, that's one of the ways you can take a shortcoming and then offer that up so that you can have the room and the space internally to actually have the better things coming for you, right? It's very akin to shadow work of clearing out the junk to make room for the good, right?
Well, yeah. So you're experiencing grief while you're in the underworld, while the field is fallow. This is the time that you offer this up. Offer this up for transformation, right? Give it up. Give yourself to the process. Have reverence for the process. This is not done in a fear, as in I fear my angry father when he gets home from work.
Yeah, not that.
This is a deep reverence, a deep sacred respect.
Right. Yeah, it could be like the vulnerability of, the pain that loss brings. It's really easy to say, well, I don't want to get close to people because I don't want to experience loss, right?
Yep.
But what are you sacrificing at the same time? You're sacrificing connection and love, right? So it's about that. We should be focusing on experiencing those things, and all of it, because it's part of life. It's good and bad, and it happens to everybody, no matter what you do.
Yes. So, with that being said, this is what was coming down this week, and so we had we're gonna sit in the catharsis. We're gonna sit in the grief. Really experience it. Let it mold you and transform you. You're fertile right now for transformation.
Let me just say though that I planned this out weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is not This wasn't something that I just chose to do this week. This was already on my schedule of topics to cover, and it's timely, apparently. So,
Okay. Yeah, so we'll get that to you, Heather. No
Mm-hmm.
problem. And so we're going to move
Yes.
on to the astrological forecast. I know it's a little heavy this week, but astrologically speaking, everything is sunshine and rainbows. So,
yeah, sunshine and rainbows, yay!
sunshine and rainbows.
Now I'm thinking of reading Rainbow for some
Yeah,
reason. I don't know
reading
why, but that song just popped in my head. It's because I'm old.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
All right, cool. So, what is going on with the astrological weather? Awesome. Okay, so this conjunction still playing out. Venus has crossed over into Aquarius, and this is probably the most interesting thing that's happening this week. We have perfect aspects all week. Like, everything's good. The only thing that's wrong is that Jupiter's in retrograde, but I don't put much weight into retrograde, and I don't think you should either. Other than that, there's this huge conjunction that's still happening. It started, I think, like 2 days ago between Venus, Mars, Sun, Mercury, and Moon. The Moon came in last night. It's there today for the new moon, which is awesome. But they're all in that decans. We talked about that decans magic last week. I don't know if you guys utilized that last night. I know Sarah said that she did, which is absolutely awesome. I hope that works out for you. But the moon's going to start moving out. I think one of the most interesting things that's going to happen this week, one of the aspects that I personally love utilizing because I love my masculine magic, Mars is going to be sextile with Saturn on Tuesday. So if you want to do anything that is, I like the combination of Mars and Saturn because that combination right there is very much like a, burn the village and build the empire kind of energy, raise the town, build the empire, that kind of stuff. So I don't know if any of you guys want to be working with Mars on Tuesday. That is something that I would recommend. But the moon on Friday is going to be moving up into Aries right here, and that is going to hit an aspect with Venus that is going to be pretty interesting. So love magic on Friday night is going to be awesome. Let's say it's glamour magic, charisma magic. But we have to understand that Venus has entered Aquarius, right? So Aquarius is like Zooey Deschanel in basically every role that she's ever played. It is the manic pixie dream girl, So that kind of love is the very flighty, I don't know, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. But it's fun. It's exciting. It's exhilarating. And that's kind of where love in Venus is going to be expressing itself. Coming out of the Earth sign Capricorn, Mars is still going to be in Capricorn, so this might be a little frustrating for long-term relationships. If you're in a long-term relationship, you're going to see more on the masculine side is going to want something a little bit more grounded, while the feminine side is a little more thrown into the wind, off, wild. There might be a little bit of frustration there, but they're still pretty close together with each other. There's still a conjunction, and I think that this sextile, we're going to see the fire with the air, the fire of Aries with the air of Aquarius. If you're going to be doing love magic, romance magic, glamour magic on Friday night, I think that's going to work out pretty well right there. That's going to be really exciting energy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So that being said, that is my astrological forecast for the week. And from there, we're going to move on to the psychic hour.
Yeah. So, anybody have any questions they want to ask? Any clarifications on anything? Let me know. Happy to look into it for you. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wondering. Okay, April is wondering about
The natal chart. Let's see.
yeah. What's your
Yeah,
Put
just
in
give me
your-
the location, date of birth, location, and date of birth. I'll look it up for you.
you don't need time?
I'll look it up for you on livegrimoire.com.
Yeah.
How's Neptune doing this month? Any positive effects? I don't know where Neptune is. I don't do modern astrology. I do classical only. I don't really utilize Neptune that much. Just because Neptune's kind of like the slower moving planets, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, that kind of stuff. Everybody's going through that together. I don't think there's much.
Yeah, it's a theme, right? Like a theme felt by all those people in that band of time. Right.
All right.
Banana? Okay.
Gabriel.
Merced. Wow. That's
Awesome.
where,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll be right
I know
back.
Merced very well. That is where my mom was born, and my grandfather and grandmother were professors at the college there, so. Where are these?
I have a question. Where are the trolls coming from?
Oh, I don't know.
We're on the
It's
short
just,
speed right now.
it's okay.
We're broadcasting to the short speed.
It just helps us out, so we're fine with it. Helps out our algorithm, right? So, blessed be the trolls, right?
I see any good news for Gemini. Gemini. No good news for. Or wait, no. Air. Yeah. Okay. So if you want.
Oh, I think so. Waking spirit, sorry. I was born that way. So I believe that has something to do with something. And anecdotal evidence in different research has shown that people that die are born that with, have to be resuscitated, typically have more perceived, anyway, spiritual experience or mystical experiences, just like people that have near-death experiences also tend to have more of those events that occur. And that there's a lot of literature on that out there within academia that you can find. But you got to be, if you want to look that up, you can. There's some open source. If you find an article that you really want to read, you can just send me a message and I can get it for you because, I'm a professor. I work at a college, so I have access to those things. If it's behind a paywall, I'm happy to share it. But yeah, that's definitely, and the wording would be anomalous phenomenon if you're looking it up. So if you want to read about it, I would look into anomalous phenomenon or high strangeness as it pertains to people that are born without life and have to be resuscitated. Oh, no, yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Nice. Oh, I love that. I love that little factoid about trolls, the word. I also yesterday was reminded, I forgot that the word terrific stems from the word terrible. So if you say you're having a terrific day, it's actually a facetious way of saying it's not good. And I think a lot of people either don't know that or forget that. Isis, yeah. Sarah, same with, that was the first, that was the first goddess that I ever, identified with her, was Isis. And similarly, I also kind of faded out of it for a while because I got freaked out when I was younger. Yep. Oh, what is it? A Scorp? Okay, so for the question regarding Gemini and Scorpio, that'll be interesting. Scorpio as in October or November Scorpio, do you know? Because there's a huge difference in my opinion, and I've had a lot of experience with Scorpios. I think almost every, like my father, uncle, many ex-boyfriends were all Scorpios, and I can definitely say some things about that. But I don't want to be a jerk, so let me know.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
What does Gabriel want to know about his natal chart?
Okay, let's see. Okay, April, what do you want to know about your chart? Let's see. Where'd it go? It's way up here. Let's see. Okay. Doesn't say yet. Let's see. So you're back. Oh, I can see how that would. Oh, yeah. That Heather agrees with me. Huge difference. I found that the ones in November are particularly difficult. In a very narcissistic way, mostly. But that's not everybody. I'm not saying everybody's like that. What do you got? Just like I'm a Leo, a triple Leo, actually. And people would think that I'm, like based on that, you'd say, oh, they're, attention whores, etc. I actually don't like that at all. I do not like that vibe at all. And so not everybody always fits that out, the popular perception of each sign. Oh, okay.
A successful career in your path. You mean astrologically speaking? Okay, give me a second.
It's a triple Leo, triple Virgo, like so. Sun, Moon, Rising in Leo, and then the Mars, Venus, Jupiter in Virgo. So it kind of cancels out the Leo stuff and just makes me highly neurotic and very perfectionist issues, all that fun stuff. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad to hear that. I'm a mom, and I hope that my kids think that of me. I think they do, but hopefully they're being honest when they say that. We are very fiercely protective and of everybody that we care about. That I can say, I think is definitely true to the stereotype. But yeah, Scorpios I had a problem with. I'm just going to say the ones in November. I have.
All right. So I think right now what's going on, let me see.
This is April.
Yeah, this is for Gabriel.
Okay.
Hold on. Oops.
Yeah, he's calculating your stuff, April. Just a second.
Okay, there we go.
A little bit. I know a little bit about Chinese astrology. What question do you have?
All right, we're gonna give it I think your career's probably got. So right now you're in your Saturn return. Your Jupiter is who you're gonna want to approach for career, but I would give that your career's not gonna get going for another year or two. Right now, what I see working in your favor is, at least when we're talking about transits, is your Mercury is in a good position right now. Mercury is in a good position right now with your Mercury, right? So we're talking about Mercury's communication, he's magic, that kind of stuff. So this is probably going pretty good for you. As we're talking about our moon right now, your moon today is in absolute opposition. So you might be feeling, your emotions aren't doing too well right now. Your emotional world, your internal world, your sun. Yeah. So your sun is coming into conflict. It's moving into conflict, that transit right there. So yeah, your sense of self, your emotional world's not doing too well right now. What's working for you is your Mercury. I would be working with it right now. And then if we're talking about career success, you're going to have to wait. You got a whole nother zodiac sign to go before. Well, let's see. It's like when Jupiter starts crossing into Leo right now. It's in retrograde, but it should start crossing into Leo, I think, this year. When that starts happening, that's when your career is going to start picking up. And if I were you, I would make an appeal to Jupiter for your career problems when that starts happening, right? But it's not in the cards for you at this moment.
Where's the gem? What happened?
Okay, Tantu wants to know if they're in alignment with their true will right now.
Okay. Oh, that's a question. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Frazee. We appreciate it.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. So true goal. Who was that? Also Tantu, right?
Tantu.
All right. Let's see.
Thank you. I felt this earlier. I just wanted confirmation. Yeah, so your sun is, at least for the next month, it's going to be square. There's going to be some tension there. That's a sense of self. Your moon today is in opposition, but that's going to clear up like tomorrow or whatever. The moon is very, very fickle. It's the moon. It changes over a month. So I don't worry too much about any tension with the moon. As for the sun, it's just... maybe this time of year normally for you is pretty confusing, your sense of self, but your Jupiter is out of whack. That's a slow moving planet. That transit is in conflict at the moment, and then it will be clearing up pretty soon, but because it's a slow moving planet, it probably won't be later till this year. So what you're waiting for is your Jupiter to get into Leo, which is a fire sign, or you're waiting for Jupiter to get into Leo, which is a fire sign, and that's going to be when it's in harmony with your Jupiter, which is in Sagittarius, which is also a fire sign, right? And when you're talking about fire, you're talking about ambition, that kind of stuff. Now, Jupiter is the guy that's going to set you up for a rewarding career, at least like materially, time management, like that kind of stuff, right? Maybe he might stick you in an office job. It might be mind numbing. He's not going to stick you. He's not the type that puts you in like a passion career, right? But I don't think that's what you're looking for right now. So I would approach Jupiter if I were you for that career, but once he enters into Leo, because your Jupiter's under a lot of stress right now. Or early Gemini, June 2nd. Thank you so much. Frazee. Okay. Do you know where your Venus is placed, Frazee? Jupiter and Leo, a good time to make a Jupiter talisman. I'm not sure. If you can find a recipe for it, I wouldn't necessarily... There's nothing bad about it, but there's nothing positive about it. For Abriel specifically, because of his chart, I'm talking about the transits. So Abriel's Jupiter is in a position to where Jupiter in Leo is going to be good for him personally. So that doesn't translate to everybody else, because everybody else's Jupiters are placed in different places. But if you're talking about like a talisman, electional astrology, there's like nothing super positive about Jupiter in Leo, but there's also nothing negative about it either. So. All right. Tantu,
Yeah.
the true will.
Here's what I got for that.
Okay.
This is
You're not.
mine. No,
Wait, what?
I think this is what I got.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm getting. He can't catch a break.
Right.
At
like
all.
it.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Okay. So you're in a torn place, Tantu. You don't know how to move forward. Like this is inverted Ace of Swords.
Oh, I have the same card. I got
yeah.
Ace of Swords also. Right. I got Ace of Wands and crossed by the Hermit. It's like this is a need for time for introspection, right? Like to think about, to really take a look, right? The question was true will, right? If they were in there.
If they're in their true will,
Right.
it's coming from a place of, so you're coming from a place with like not a lot, like you're coming from a place with not a lot. You're very torn right now. You're in self-doubt and you can't catch a break.
Look at that's exactly what I.
Yes.
Like I literally have the same thing. I have the Hanged Man. I have the Last Judgment. I've got the Ace of Swords. 7 of Cups. Right.
This is what he needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna say no. You're not in your true will. Your true will is Earth of Fire, right? It's like kind of taking what you want.
Right. It's like you're playing safe, and it's, I don't know, maybe like more conforming or something, doing what you think is supposed to be done, rather than doing what you really want to do. I think, I don't know. Yeah, you got to just go forward. You got to go and grab it, like what you want. You'll know when you're in it, like you know. But right now you're just kind of, it's Hanged Man energy. Which also means new perspective. You need a new perspective on things. So time to take a little break there to think about things, what you want to do. If things are hard, you know, if things keep butting up against you, then typically that's a sign that you're not in alignment, right? Like when you are, everything's really smooth and like just almost effortless, not effortless, but like very easy to get to the next step in comparison. So I'd be thinking about, you know, where do you find the roadblocks popping up? That makes sense. What does that say? I can't. Sounds about right. Right. But it looks like you have the Chariot here, and then he got the Page of Wands. So yeah, it's like it's shifting. It's just not happening. It's not as fast. You know, I mean, it can be faster if you just. It can be with the right prep. So, Hermit energy, introspection, and study is needed. If that makes sense. Cancer, Venus in Cancer.
Venus is in Cancer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh, that's emotional.
Venus in Cancer.
That's an emotionalness. See. Okay.
And they're asking about
Love. Yeah, this month. How does that look?
This month,
Or this month, or like the next 30 days? Do you mean?
next 30 days. I would wait for Venus to get into Pisces. Right now it's coming out of a little bit of an opposition. It's going to be entering a trine pretty soon, but it's in an air sign. Air with Earth is not too good. Yeah, it doesn't look good the next month, but once we enter into Pisces season, it's going to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be the time to strike.
Yeah. So when are we talking next month, or when
Yeah.
when is it?
Pisces is like February to March.
February to March. So we're almost there. Yeah, you're almost there. So if you said you had a date coming up, right? You know that.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're gonna mitigate the date, okay. So the date coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Their Venus is in Cancer. That's a water sign. Date coming up. Venus is in an airy sign. This is combustible. Okay. So to mitigate that, you're going to don't lean into anything emotional, right? Like stay away from emotions. This is going to be a very flighty kind of like
not
Hi, Sarah.
surface level shallow, but surface level as in like doing action, that kind of thing. This person is not looking to get deep. Okay.
Oh.
So the tendency is for this person is to connect on an emotional level. Can they hear me?
I don't know. Can you hear him?
Late Scorpio.
Ooh. Oh. That's going to be great. You didn't bring your mic? Oh, my gosh. I don't think you guys, he was saying stuff the whole time. I don't think you
All
guys
right,
could hear
sorry.
it.
All right, sorry. I forgot to bring my mic.
Right.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about this date that you're going on. This person is not looking for so you're going to want to connect on a deep and emotional level. This is your normal method of dating, is connecting like with emotions, getting deep with somebody, that kind of stuff, introspective. This is not going to work on this date. This person is looking to have fun. There are surface level, not as in shallow, but surface level as in like, we're on a date, let's have fun, like that kind of stuff, right? They want to have fun. That's what's going on. That's what's going to be going on this date. If you try to connect, if you try to get like emotional and like deep with it and that kind of stuff, this is going to come into conflict with what they're looking for. Now, I'm not saying like this isn't going to change. This is a person with extreme depth. I'm just talking about specifically on this date that's coming up. Just, try to have fun. Think of, I said the Zoe Deschanel thing earlier. Think of that, right? So,
Yeah.
What's cool, what's fun, what's exciting, like that kind of stuff. That's what you're going to be focused for in order to mitigate that date.
Yeah. And the thing is, with dates.
Yeah, so the romantic, so if you're going like romantic as in gooey and like one-on-one and
Like
that kind of
you're
stuff,
trying to get a
we're talking
relationship
like when we're
stuff.
doing like a date, like we're talking about we're going to hit the bowling alley and then go see my friend's band play on the patio and like that kind of shit. That's what
Yeah.
you're looking for on that day,
Yeah. It's always best practice. I think I learned the hard way after many decades that to just kind of abandon all, preconceived notions about what's going to happen. Just it's like an opportunity to meet someone, to make possibly a friend, possibly more, but not to hold too much of a, hard line on, a relationship or whatever, because that's when we miss red flags, miss lots of other things that probably should not have overlooked, so if you just go in to just have fun and get to know somebody and just have a nice night out, that's it typically has a better outcome. If that makes sense, so, I know like Abammon and I went on our first date. We went out, we had dinner in downtown Los Angeles, and then we didn't talk again for like, we were texting, but we didn't see each other again for a month, or not a month. Yeah, it was a month. So that first date was like, it was just like, we're just talking, hanging out, and, it was like cool. And then, so the first dates are always awkward and weird. So don't get too much, don't have too much, hanging on that. You never know what will happen after. First dates always suck. I mean, mine didn't, ours didn't, but it's like awkward, it's just like uncomfortable.
Is there a way to directly donate?
Mm.
I don't know.
What?
I don't think there is.
No, I mean, we have
on the
on our we have our
but that's like a nonprofit donation. That's not like a PayPal tip or whatever.
yeah.
It's fine.
Shit. Yeah.
Phone in for free.
This is just we just do this as part of our community service, so we don't need to.
We appreciate wanting to tip though. That we appreciate it. Okay, so Heather, what were we asking about? Anything you could tell me about my chart right now, right?
Hi, Eleanor. Mm-hmm. It's Sarah.
Let's see where it is. I'm looking at these transits. Heather's. I think Heather's got it. Okay, Heather's.
I hope it works out for you on your date.
Okay, yeah. So if Heather's trying to start a business right now, give it some time. It's not going to work out at the moment. We just have to wait for Jupiter to move forward a little bit.
What's that?
Heather's Saturn is in near opposition right now, which is not good. So we're talking about like raising, tearing things down, talking about like tower energy, not tower. Sorry. We're talking about death card. Fertile soil, Demeter. That's what we're talking about right now. That's going to be going on for a while. Entering into that season for you, Heather. It was probably like a solid year.
Yeah, a year.
And then we're looking at the Mercury's in a good aspect though. So leaning into magician energy, philosopher, leaning into that. That's where we're supposed to be going. Hermit. That's where Heather's supposed to be going right now. Lean towards the hermit. The sun is good. Heather is discovering herself right now, who she really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
I know that.
That's it.
Yeah. Yep. And being forced to slow down. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Leadership. Let's see. We got somebody else. Oh, Deb. Deb wants to know chart. What does her chart indicate regarding leadership? Cancer, June 28th,
1965.
Okay.
I'm gonna need.
Yeah. Where? City. Yeah. What city were you in? City or state? If it's not in California, because we don't. Maybe I don't know all of them. Abammon probably does. And Tantu, yeah, it's saying that, you know, your reading was saying that there's like a lot of, you know, partial interest in things and then kind of just falling out of interest with those things, not really knowing where to go, kind of just not, like things look interesting, but then not really. And you really need to do some searching as to what really motivates you and to do some of that work to get in a place where you can be in alignment with that, if that makes sense. Boulder, Colorado. Okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Heather, what I'm saying right now is your Saturn is under tension, right? And so your Saturn, when Saturn is dignified, that's when there's like a positive kind of like catharsis energy, a clean heaviness, a clean cold, that kind of stuff. That's a dignified Saturn. When Saturn is under tension, it looks like a lot of like unfair kind of like getting kicked in the head kind of stuff, you know? Like, why do you keep taking, like that kind of thing? So what we do to kind of mitigate that is try to find silence and stillness, and going through the moon is a great way to do this, right? But your Saturn is under a lot of tension right now. This is fertile ground. Saturn is fertile ground. It is black soil. It's fertile ground for growth, right? So it is not senseless. It is just harsh lessons, right?
Ooh, interesting. So there we've got more questions. Okay, we got one.
I'm gonna do Debs right now.
Okay, then yeah, there's Debs, and then there's Book of Eli Esoteric has a question about their Taurus from Tacoma, Washington, and then a question about simultaneous Jupiter and Saturn retrograde in a natal chart. I don't know if you heard that, but he said "ooh" in the background.
That's for Deb's chart.
Oh, for Deb's chart. Okay. Okay. You just ask it in the chat. Just ask in the chat. If you have a question, just ask. Put it out there. What do you want to know? It's tarot or astrology. Yeah, and Abammon's over there doing his astrology. Do you want your microphone?
Yeah.
Okay, so you keep leaving.
I'll take the microphone.
Okay,
if
hang-
you want to sit in the center of the screen.
Oh.
Because we're broadcasting to the short speed right now.
Oh, I don't know what that even means. Okay. Here's your. You're gonna take the whole thing? Okay. All right. Sorry, didn't know that. Oh, because it's, you mean, so it's like vertical
Yeah, it's like a
filming?
vertical.
Oh, so I'm not even, all right, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, tech
I'm off
savvy.
screen right now.
Yeah, so he's back there doing his chart stuff.
Doing the charts over here. That way.
So you guys just ask if you want to know. You know, we'll get as many as we can. So our Sunday, we're not doing anything else after this time. We're going to just have a day of rest, right? And maybe some Italian food. Excited about. Okay.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
right.
August 6th, huh? Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, sure. Sarah, thank you for reminding me. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so if you guys are asking for readings, just, we see them. Just be patient. We're gonna have to scroll back through. And thanks. And if it seems like we forgot, then just nicely ask again, just like Sarah just did, because that's all.
Okay,
So-
Saturn's in Pisces.
Let's see,
She's
Sarah.
just gone over Saturn return.
Oh, okay.
Deb has.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, I can't. I'm not looking forward to that. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Sure. Yeah, I'm looking at the questions here really quick. I'm just reading through to see what I have to do first. Okay, so Sarah, I just got so have you worked again with ISIS since you had previously done it and then kind of stopped doing it? Have you done it since then or no? Because I have the Ace of Wands here, meaning that like a new start with that would be good. It can be hard though if you have an association with something more not on the positive side, but also you could look at it like by having that association, maybe it's kind of still allowing that person that caused it, the negative association, to still kind of rule your life, so maybe time to take it back, you know what I mean? Okay, so and then 4 Wands, yeah, so it looks like you there's some stability there. It's like a foundation that was built, so that's good. But I can't see your original question anymore, so can you just, I'm sorry, reiterate it in the chat for me, please, Sarah, about ISIS? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're scrolling, you're looking for it? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see, Melissa. What did Melissa want to know? Ooh. We have so many comments right now. Okay, hang on. Ooh. Melissa.
They were led to an abusive person through their devotion to ISIS.
Okay, that's what that was. All right, led to an abusive person.
All right, Miss Deb Conley.
Okay.
So right now I see what's moving ahead for you right now is ambition, right? So starting stuff, taking your station. You just got through a Saturn return. There was a great restructuring that happened in your life. Right now, the love life and the kind of artistic, creative life, those are under tension. Thank you, T.
Yeah, thank you.
Those are under tension right now. I wouldn't worry too much about those. Your sense of self is going to start getting thrown into a little bit of turmoil, reanalysis of like who you are and what exactly you are authentically. I'm not talking about identity. I'm talking about your soul, what and who you are as a soul. This is what you're entering into at this moment, and this is going to be the beginning of your year as you're going to be resolving that. But you're starting something new, and you're supposed to take it aggressively with dominance, with action, decisive action, right? You think like a young man. You're going to, take risks, throw it all to the wind, and jump into this new journey. Don't worry about your creative or intellectual life. Those you might be struggling with those right now, but that's not what you're supposed to be focused on right now. That'll come back in time.
Okay. Sarah, so you were led to an abusive person with that. And so have you experienced that since then? Or was that a one-off situation? Have you had other people that are similar vibe or energy or take too much from you since then? Or was that it for you? Because I see that, I mean, it looks pretty clear to me what the goal is here. But, it would be that you need to start being more about what you deserve rather than what you're willing to put up with, right? It's about like dismantling like the injustice that occurs, the lack of reciprocity, right? Yeah. Isis is a Egyptian goddess. She's an Egyptian mother goddess who put her husband back together again after he was dismembered by his brother, and then had a child, Horus, right? She's ancient Egyptian deity. So, okay. All right. So, Sarah, this is, okay. So, look, you've got the Nine of Cups, the Justice, King of Swords, and Princess of Cups. This is about you needing to start to understand that you deserve what you deserve to be with somebody that isn't like that's not going to do those things to you. This is about cutting through bullshit, like it's cutting through, seeing the deception for what it is, and not allowing your emotions to rule you and cause you to overlook your own inner voice, like your intuition. That's important. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, not that one. Not that. No, we're talking about Egyptian goddess, not any kind of group. Yeah, definitely not. Family creation. So that's the family creation here is that what's her story, right? What's her story? What did she do to create a family? She had tragedy befall her, right? And she went about and she claimed back what was rightfully hers and had been taken. So what's been taken from you in this sense? What has been stripped away from you? And by going and taking it back and getting those things back for yourself, not allowing people to treat you poorly or walk all over you or take advantage, those are important things. And then, because think about this, you want a family, and I understand that. The best thing that you can do for your future family is to have a stable and loving home for those children, right? And by having people in your life that are treating you less than you deserve and settling for bad treatment and settling for the promise of change, the promise of, the future faking that people provide all the time, all that does is create chaos and instability in your life and your future offspring's life. So it is about getting what you deserve and not accepting any less. This is not easy. It's not easy. You got to be hardcore. You got to be hardcore about it. You got to be a bit of a bitch about it, and not care when people say that to you, because otherwise you're going to continue to fawn or to placate people that treat you like shit. And that's not acceptable. Really not. So this is her story is about that. She went and she reassembled her husband so she could have a family, right? You need to reassemble your sense of worth and what you deserve. And that is that's what I'm getting here. It's like you need justice. But you need to believe that you deserve it, though. Like, it's not going to come to you if you don't believe it. You know? Yeah. I'm just behind that computer. He was over there doing his charts because that's where his little workshop area is. But, you know, this is, you know, that's it. And it sounds real easy. It's not easy. That's not easy at all. Took me 45 years to figure that out. And I would hope that other people could do it quicker so that they have more of the time that I'm having in their life, right? Which is great. So that's what it is. And that's why you feel, that's why it's brought back up to you. That's why she's coming back up to you, is because it is her myth, and that's relevant to you in this time, right? So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and then I saw
Yeah, so I did Eleanor's chart. Okay. With Eleanor's chart, you're in a great, like, basically everything's on back where it was when you were born. You might be feeling a little euphoric, a little ecstatic, like everything's going your way. Everything's looking pretty positive for you, especially for the rest of the year too. I would take the opportunity this time to really just embrace, this positive feeling and be present.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, thank you. No, thank you, Abrielle. I mean, this is we're glad to be here. We're glad to be able to hang out with you guys and meet you guys, talk to you. It's a huge highlight of our life. We try to do what we can, give away what was so freely given to us. You know, we found so much happiness and success on our path, and we want to share it. We want other people to be able to get it and receive the things that it's been so graciously given to us. We were able to find happiness and health and a deeper sense of purpose and in the universe, and anything we can do to share that feeling with others. You know, that's why we do this.
And then for definitely. I mean, also my hope is that you hear our like the stuff that we talk about and gone through and like learn from our mistakes, so that you don't have to waste time like we both did independently of each other. Trying to figure things out properly, and that's my biggest hope for everybody, that that they can learn to see things for what they are quicker than I did. And then I'm looking into the question about the mom who's a Leo and their health really quick. Here, let's put those back first and see for. Okay. All right. So you want to know if anything's, any unforeseen stuff. Like, I'm not seeing anything like crazy coming up. I don't feel like that's the case. But, I don't know how old your mom is. You did say 1960. It was something in the 60s, I believe, right? Wasn't it?
I ask a lot about careers. I'm just trying to get stable, not money hungry. Right? No, it's completely understandable, of course. I mean, there's 62. Multiple people that are in that position. And one of the things that, you can keep divining and keep asking about it, but you can keep doing that. But the most important thing is that you take action, right? It's like planting the little seeds, fertilizing the soil, and that kind of thing. So when I was doing the same thing for myself, and I was trying to use my magic to aid it, it was no matter what came down the tracks, I opened the door, and I didn't care what it was. I'm definitely not qualified at all to be a teacher, and somebody knocked on my door, and I was taught a class out of college, it's like,
Yeah.
I have no qualifications, no experience doing that. And just anything that came down the track, you never know where you're going to wind up. So if you're using
Right.
magic and you're trying to set up some
Right.
stability and some career, just, I like to think of it. I like fungus, the substrate of mushrooms, right? It's like magical substrate. Just, there's got to be a network of things for the magic to come through, the opportunities. I definitely don't like to divine these kind of things, though, personally on myself, because I don't want to look at the stars and have the stars say, hey, like, you're not going to have a career until like next year or whatever. If the stars are telling me that, I'm going to tell the stars to fuck off, and I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then that can also, because you could interpret it like, oh, I'm not going to work, but it could just mean more like it's not going to be the thing that's actually your thing maybe that year, right? But it doesn't mean you're not going to get something. Always be looking for things. You don't know what you don't know. Yeah. When it comes to jobs, honestly, like what I do now, I never would have ever considered it because I didn't even know it existed, right? I mean, I knew curriculum development existed, just not in the field I'm in now, which is transportation and light rail, right? Like what? That's, but I love it. You never know what you don't know. Just stay curious and look into things. I don't see anything crazy coming up with your mom here. More orneriness, maybe being a little ornery. I don't know why that word just came up, but I just heard ornery. And maybe more self-reflective actually, but like ornery at the same time, if that makes sense. Kind of like, it sounds like me. I feel like it's like a me vibe where it's like, I can be a little reflective on myself in my life and look back on things, but I also am not very friendly, I don't know. Yeah. Yep. Might just mean it won't be the easiest in business.
Yeah.
right?
And so we also have to, one of the important things, and it's one of the things that I have to remind myself frequently too, is that when we're doing magic to help with material problems, that we subjugate our authority the more we lean into magic. So sometimes, like, I can do magic to get inspiration from music, or I can ask the spirits to help me write a song, that kind of stuff. But if I start to depend on that and I start to lean on that, then my power of writing music is now not mine. It is the forces, right? So there are times where I have to stop doing magic and have to sit down and I have to be like, I am man. I am human. I can do this. This is all me. I don't need magic. I don't need spirits. I don't need the gods. I can do this. And that's me exacting my authority. And that tells the spirits, the gods, the universe, and that kind of stuff that it's like, no, I am worth something. I am valuable. You want to work with me because I can do this, whether you want me to or not, right? So not to lean too much on magic to solve all of our problems, but to use it as like something to help us, to push us along the way. But sometimes you just have to like pump the brakes and stop casting spells, stop divining, and just be like, no, I'm going to do this as like a human person and like show the universe that like, I have authority and this is me exacting my authority.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like for the mom, I see she needs like friends. She needs friends. That's why I came up, I think. That's why it was reminding me of me, is because I don't have a lot of friends. Because I'm not, I'm a difficult person, I guess. People think, I think other people are difficult, but, it can be hard to find your people, that really understand you. Your mom needs something like that. She needs some kind of like, something to keep her busy and distracted. There's like a lack of like momentum and like motivation here to do things. It's like she's kind of in a rut. I got the hanged man. It's like she's just kind of stuck. Feeling kind of just like apathetic towards things. I think getting her into something that will bring her some joy or at least interest at the beginning, would be helpful. And then also be another way for you to monitor her. Like, if she makes friends, has more of a community around her, then it'll be less stress for you too, because you'll know that she will have some support, Oh yeah. It's not super. So let me make this very clear. I'm aware that you're new here, I believe, and so you may not know our backgrounds or whatever, but I am a college professor and a doctor of psychology. I was a research scientist for government, for DARPA and Department of Defense for 20 years. I am a huge. I work in logic my whole life, but yet I've had experiences that I can't explain, that science says isn't real. So over the years and over all the research I've done and all of the, academic papers I've read and even published some of my own, I've come to the conclusion that none of it is magic. It's magic. It's not supernatural. It's just that we haven't figured out how to measure it yet. That's it. That's all. It's all part of nature. It's all real. And it's just we don't know how to quantify it with numbers the way that the scientific method requires. Despite the fact that the scientific method is not ever really how any kind of real true discovery comes to be in the first place, but we still promote that. And when I used to teach science, I would tell my students that as well, even though I know it's totally false. More often than not, people got inspiration somehow from random place, and then they work backwards to try to validate it in the lab. This is, that's the reality of it. But in the working definition is the opposite. So it doesn't have to be magic. You don't have to think of it that way. It's not that. It's just something that science has yet to figure out how to measure, but we're getting there with quantum physics and quantum mechanics and all of those quantum fields of science and study. Okay, if you really want more evidence of that, look up Dr. Dean Radin here on YouTube. I volunteer for his lab as well, and he has been studying magic and proving it in a lab for decades. And he's from the Stanford Research Institute, from the CIA, right? Right? They're the ones that did that. It's the CIA stuff, all the fun stuff, MK Ultra stuff, I believe. Yeah. So it's not. You don't have to look at it as magic. That makes it hard for people. But if you look at it just like it's something that exists that just has yet to be measured properly, it's a lot easier to take that in. If that makes sense. Yeah, so that's that. Hermit mode. Always, hermit mode is great. You need it. And Heather, you need it. You need it badly. You got to do it.
Sorry, I feel like you guys got distracted, or are you done?
Who are they talking about?
Oh, I think Eleanor wanted on her astrology chart. Right? Yeah. No, that was it. All your planets are on top of each other. They're all returned. So where they are in the sky right now is where they were on your birth. We're talking about, I think it was your sun, Mercury, Moon, and Venus. They're all on top of each other right now. Your Mars is coming into the equation. It's moving in, but it's not quite there. And then I think your Saturn wasn't aspecting at all. Your Jupiter wasn't aspecting at all. So basically, when you're talking about those planets that are in that part of the sky, those are the two divine pairs, right? So you're talking Sun and Moon as divine masculine, divine feminine, and then Venus and Mars, which is the divine, or like the worldly feminine, the worldly masculine, and then your Mercury, which is the androgen, right? So these are all copacetic in with each other, right? So this is happening in the sky right now, but it's also happening on your birth chart, right? And they're in the same position. So you are completely in tune, in conjunction with what's happening in the sky right now. The only deviation is your Mars is kind of straggling, is kind of behind, but the Mars right now, as it moves, it'll start coming into coordination with where your Mars is.
Yeah. And then Mr. Bright Star says personal confirmation works, but it's personal. And that's right. Nobody is going to ever be able to, you're never going to believe, I would never believe somebody else's word for it. I have to experience it myself. So, take that as a confirmation. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I can do another astrology chart. Just give me your birth data. I'm going to need location and date. Thank you for the affirmation on my mom's health.
Mm-hmm.
Join a social club or adjacent so she won't be as lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's lots of things. There's lots of stuff to do. I don't know where she lives, you know, but if she's in a metropolis, you know, like a city area, then I'm sure there's a lot of things. And most things are online now too. If you know, have her look on Meetup, like what is that site? Meetup.com, where it has all these different things that are going on in the community, you know, and they're mostly usually free or like low cost. Those, you know, a lot of adults need friends. You know, we all need friends. We all do. As much as I hate to admit that, we do. I have like one friend, and I'm happy with it. But I guess I could have more. You know, I just have to actually try, which I don't. But yeah, it's helpful. You know, it helps you get outside yourself every now and again. Okay, you got that date right there?
Yeah.
Okay, February 6th. Oh, Aquarius. We love, 2003. Wow. Oh my gosh. I am so old. Dear Lord. It's crazy. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, those are like oracle cards, I guess. You know, I mean, I have a ton of decks, but I don't use them because they're pretty, those are easier, I think, because they have pre-written meaning to them based on the author of those cards. That's why I don't like them. They're not as intuitive as tarot is, but you know, if it works for her, that's great. Have her find something like that. You know, that's always good. Any kind of esoteric or metaphysical kind of group would be fun. Or have her join, like, you know, Boda or Rosicrucians or something. Those are fun. Yeah, what's the question? What's the question for tarot? Let me know. And Heather, just real quick, I had just gotten something for you, and I totally forgot to say it. I know you said you need to start making money now and stuff. Like, so you can be working on your business on the backside of this, but you need to be, like, I'm seeing that you need to be out, just like the other person I'm just talking about. You need to be out in, you know, in public, in the community, or around other people, and doing something that you find enjoyable. So, like, maybe an idea would be, you know, go to a place that's nearby in that area that does the kind of stuff that you hope to do later, and, you know, take it on as a learning experience and a way to make money, if that makes sense. Like, go work at a metaphysical store if you can, something like that, to where you're starting to meet people and you can actually help yourself build some clientele for later, if that makes sense, right? But I see, like, you do need some you need breathing room. I don't know what that even means when I'm saying that, but that's what I just got. Like, you need breathing room from something, and just the sound of other people's perspective around you for some reason. I don't know why that is coming in, but oh yeah, sure. No, that's all good. I think anyone that is into the occult or esoteric stuff has dealt with this our whole lives. You know, we're used to it. It's all good. It's, you know, you don't know what you don't know. Like I said earlier, and we are literally taught from birth to discredit all of this stuff because science says no, right? You know, and so even we have moments where we, you know, have to consciously be aware of that programming we received and, you know, get out of our own heads sometimes. So no problem here. That's totally fine. You know, I think, and Abammon is the first person in my life ever, like anyone I ever dated, that didn't make fun of me for it. I was always made fun of it, like teasingly, but then, or said it was silly until they needed something, and then they would come.
Which one?
That's Red Runner, witchy one. Yeah.
Red Runner,
Okay.
which you want? Okay.
Oh, he sounds very interested right now.
All right.
Hang on.
Well,
So
you
Red
have
Runner.
something in store for you right now, Red Runner, witchy one.
So you have to take over a lot of responsibility right now. And it may be viewed as a hardship, but this is a necessary part of your growth as a human. This is actually the best thing for you. Taking on this responsibility that you're looking at as a hardship, it's going to require structure, it's going to require discipline, but this is a part of your path, and you're going to grow and become a new person because of this. This is a harmonious thing that you're doing. It's going to be difficult. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like it at first, right? But it's teaching you responsibility, it's teaching you discipline, and you need to rise to the occasion. You are the foundation that everybody's going to be leaning on. This might have to do with family, some kind of like emotional support. Something's going on, Red Runner. But and this is gonna be continuing on for a period of time, probably a year or so. But this is a very necessary thing. You're going to get a lot out of it. You're going to gain a lot. So trudge forward and know that it is a part of your plan. It is a part of your path.
Ooh, I'm asking for the question about the dad's death, but Heather, real quick. So that makes sense to me what you're just saying. You need space from that, okay? Like, yeah, you have to be there to honor your daughter's like grief and all that, of course. But you also have to have time to not do that. Like, you do need to have your own space, and so that you can recalibrate. Because like earlier when I said in the sermon, like how good is it to, give from an empty vessel, right? You have to recharge. So if that means you get out of the house to do that, then you need to do it, and don't feel guilty about it. It's required. We always carry the weight for our children. That never stops, for most of us anyways. And you've got to re-up your energy, and, otherwise it's going to just lead you to burnout. And so yeah, that's why you need breathing room. That makes sense now. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, no problem, Red Runner. I think really, really important as you're going through that process to embrace it and get close to it. Okay, really assimilate the responsibility and identify with it and make it a part of who you are as a person, because that is the point of it. This is a harmonious thing. It's a good thing. It's just it's intertwined with hardship, so it's going to be hard. Okay, but it's very important that you identify with it, accept it, love it, and find yourself in it.
Yeah. Okay. So there's another astrology one. Okay. So regarding the dad's death, like so was it already ruled as natural causes, accident? Like, I'm not sure what's going on there, but and there's a reason that you think it could be. Oh. Okay. I'll play. See. What? What's this about? Huh. Oh. Damn. Huh. So yeah, like so regarding taking time for yourself, like, and I'm waiting for Eleanor to answer back in the chat if you don't mind. It's hard, but the word selfish, right? That word originally did not mean what it means now. It meant caring for the self, not being a jerk and all about you, but just caring for the self. And then it became this dirty word now. It is important to be selfish when you are constantly giving to others. You have to, otherwise you won't be able to give to others, you know? Yeah, okay, so Eleanor, like what I see here is a couple things. There is well, I'm just gonna tell you what cards I got, okay? And what they stand for. Because it's the first one's 5 of Swords. So like this, the 5 of Swords is always like a fighting, like struggling with somebody else or with people, having some kind of conflict, or people being in conflict with you. And then the Wheel of Fortune here, and then the Ace of Swords, right? And the Moon. So it looks like there's something that's hidden and obscured here, but it also looks like that is going to resolve itself. Like there is some effort to conceal something, and it's being facilitated via like rules and procedures. Like, I don't know how to put that right. Like, it's like, you know, by the book. Like, so the information you're getting is only the information that they are required to disclose or something like that. It's like by the book instead of just being outright, you know, forthright about it. So there's something that is unknown here, but that's going to come to light here, definitely. And yeah. And so, okay, it looks like anybody that was trying to conceal, like, I don't know, if somebody was like trying to hide that will, right? It's not going to stay hidden. There's like, it's going to come to light, and then that whoever it is not going to get what they are trying to get. So, you know, hold tight and see what's going on here. Like, it just seems like there's something here that is hidden because the Moon's here, but it also looks like there's already energy there's already in the works that it's going to, this part, like whatever it is has been, it didn't launch, like it's like it was over before it started, if that makes, you know, like I'm seeing it's like already, if somebody did something like that, then they've already screwed it. They did it poorly, and they're dumb, and it's gonna come to light, and they're not gonna get what they wanted. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if that's the hospital or somebody else. I'm not sure. That's not clear, but it does look like there's somebody trying to do something, but it's not going to be successful in the end. Like they're going to get found out. Like, I don't really know, but I don't know if it's a person or an institution though. I just don't, that's not clear. What would you say about that?
Oh, I don't know. That's
like,
all you.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as what you might be thinking though. But it's, you know, it's just, yes, I think things will be resolved. Let me see. Let me pull more for that. Yeah, Hermit, and yeah, it's gonna be like things will come out. It'll be resolved. You know. What's up? Why? Wow. Yeah, you too. Thanks for coming by, and feel free, you know, come next week, or, you know, check out our videos, whatever. We got tons of actual like podcast videos where we talk about specific stuff, you know.
So for you, Waking Spirit, things you're going to, so something's about to strike. Think about a matchbox. Something's about to ignite, and it's off to the races. Once this ignition happens, it's going to happen within the next 2 months. Everything's going to be going your way very, very rapidly, right? It's going to be going your way for about a year. You are approaching your Saturn return. So as things are going away for the next year, Saturn's looming influence is going to start coming over. Try not to fear that, but embrace it and let it go. 'Cause things, the rest of this year is looking really good for you. We're talking about like quick ignition, everything expands off to the races, that kind of thing. Really fortunate, positive things in your life. And then you're going to hit that Saturn return within like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, we don't do the toxic positivity here. Like, that's not what we do. We will say the things that other people try to shy away from because they're trying to just have people, I don't know what they're doing, actually. It's not honest, though. So thanks for seeing. Thank you for noticing that. Appreciate it. But yeah, okay, so the family's kind of sketchy. Yeah. No, it's going to be found. Like, that'll be, like, that's, I feel like it's in more than one place. So if that's the case, right? Like, if somebody tried to hide it, that's only a temporary thing because it's going to be found somewhere else. And I don't know how long ago this death occurred, but, that sometimes that probate period can take forever. So,
Book of Eli Esoteric. Getting more magic podcasts on the way. I enjoyed the Left Hand Path Kabbalah and Hecate podcast. Rewatch them all the time to help the info stick. I think the next episode we're doing is on a book of angel magic called the Sefer Raziel, and that's going to get more into the letter. It's more Jewish letter magic. We're ripping open a ton of secrets on that one, about how to utilize angelology and angelic hierarchies. That is really technical stuff. So that one's going to be, one of the heavier ones, like Anatomy of a Magic Circle or the Sefer Yetzirah episode, or the Picatrix episode. And then we're going into the Ars Notoria the following week. So we're trying to refocus on some grimoires because we went in like a different direction. We're just doing like these broad, like, kind of topics, and now we're jumping back into like the technical magic stuff for the next few episodes. So yeah, I'm excited for the Sefer Raziel one. You guys have been paying attention. There's a connection that's happening with all the letter magic. Yeah, there's we should probably do a Mandean or Ginza Raba episode too, because that one's we've been uncovering some crazy stuff. Right. And then we're jumping into the Ars Notoria. The thing is, like, we like to come with practical experience too, so we perform a few operations before we start talking about it. Yeah, because otherwise then we're just talking about it. Yeah, like as in, that's like what a professor does. We just talks about it, doesn't do, or like we do both. So we have to get some more recent experience under our belt to share with you guys. So field notes. Yeah, field notes, definitely. But I would say, by the way, like, if anyone is you get a weird symbol, right? Like, you see a weird thing, like when you close your eyes, I don't even know how to really explain this, but if you see a symbol like somewhere that you've never seen before, draw it, and then like, look into it, because that has been happening to me, and I cannot believe that actually I'm finding them in like ancient alphabets, right? Like, and it's that's really part strange. So there's this letter ancient alphabet magic that is being exposed on this channel. I don't know anybody else that's talking about this stuff, but it's tied to those symbols. There's like some hidden grimoires that we've been keeping under wraps. I've personally been keeping under wraps. I haven't told anyone. Yeah. To expose like how the letters and language magic works. But if you're getting sigils, if you're getting symbols, be writing them down. Please be writing them down. Right. And keep them with you. They might very well actually mean something. And it's one of those, that's a personal confirmation that you can get that is really mind-blowing, in my opinion. It's been really crazy for me. Building this up for the past 4 years, it's been extremely hard. I'll keep pushing. Your channel had a great positive influence. I'm glad that we can have a positive influence. We try to be positive, as designers, as magicians, people who practice magic. We get to design the world we live in, and we hope you're designing a world that is positive and full of peace and serenity and happiness and fun and that kind of stuff, instead of embracing
toxic things or dark things and depressing things and anxious things.
Yeah.
We'd much rather live in a world of fun and happiness.
Right. I
and
mean, we are not toxic
positivity.
positivity though, but
yeah, not toxic positivity, like real, but
Yeah.
And
Heather, okay, I'm gonna pull a card for you about that, but I'm gonna pull it first before I say anything because I have an opinion on that. Your question about your son, okay, and okay, look, given the circumstances of late in your sphere of influence, okay, I can see why you would not want to let your child go for a sleepover tonight. You've had a lot of loss recently, and it's been close, right? That being said, that is not, you can't, it's not healthy to let fear control your life, right? And if you haven't gotten a bad vibe if you have not gotten a bad vibe from the parents, then you need to assess where it's coming from. And if it's coming from your own worry, and which is understandable 100%, right? I understand it as a parent, I do, but also think about it from your kid's perspective of they just want to go have fun. They just want to go see their friend, right? And so I would say, if there is no bad vibe, go over there, talk with the parents, and if you don't feel it, don't let him stay. Let him, does he have a phone? Can he, let him know that he can call you at any time to come home if he needs to, right? But let him have fun. Bad things happen all the time, but, that's, our kids don't we don't need to, kind of rain on their parade of what they can do to have fun and be kids because we're adults and understand the reality of things. Do you know what I'm saying? And I understand this feeling 100%. I've been here many times, but at the end of the day, let him have fun with his friend. And then that gives you some space too to have a little bit less responsibility tonight, right? Think of it that way. Maybe it's just a little reprieve that you need. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys, honestly, an exploration of the deeper aspects instead of spiritual bypassing is what kept me around.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
That's
I
our
hope so.
goal.
I hope everybody's addressing their stuff, doing their work. I think, with that being said, I think we're gonna wrap everything up.
Yep.
Right.
We appreciate you guys so much.
We appreciate you guys so much for joining us. Again, on this wonderful Sunday, we still have a lot of things in the works. There's a lot more on this channel.
Yep. The app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
App.
Still. What is it? A grimoire. What is it?
What?
App?
Livegrimoire.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still making tutorials on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So,
check it out.
anyways, yeah. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Yep.
Moving through this winter season, this January, cold January.
Yeah.
But everything's looking up.
Yep.
Always glad to walk this with you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. I enjoy your 3-day weekend if you get to have that. And get the rest you need and give yourself permission to check out for a while.